Welcome back to another video of Charts with Cart. Today we're going to be discussing the metals, particularly gold and silver. Where are they heading next? Stay tuned for my thoughts. Alright, but before we get into the charts, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice and never risk more than you can afford to lose when trading. So for gold, we're looking at the daily chart right now. We're trading at 2,515 US dollars. We are back at this resistance level that we have been battling for 2 years. So 2 years we have been resisted by this level. We have not been able to break through. Are we finally going to have the gusto to break through this time? Let's see. Let's zoom in and look what price is doing at this resistance level. So price has recently had a move up into this level, and we've gone a little bit sideways. Now, if you zoom in further, we just on Friday printed a bullish engulfing at this resistance level. This is a bullish pattern of reversal. So we came up to the resistance on this candle here and printed a tail. That is people taking profit. Then we had a bit of a doji, not a textbook doji because the body's a little too thick, and a bad reversal to the downside. Okay, so then we saw some bearishness. However, on Friday, the bullish engulfing has just nullified the recent bearishness. So this is truthfully mostly sideways price action here at resistance, but now we have a bullish bias due to the fact the bullish engulfing. Okay, but you got to remember we are at resistance. It's resistance until broken. So I want to see a close above this level and confirm above this level by closing above the high of the candle that closes above this resistance line. Okay, so once we see that, we should be off to the races, and I think we will be off to the races. Maybe there's a slight correction before that. Maybe we do see another week at this level. Who knows? Maybe we are resisted right now, but I do eventually think in the not too distant future we are going to be trading above this resistance level. And once we do, where is my ultimate next target? Where are we going to run to? I think we're going to run there quickly, but where? So before I tell you exactly where I think we're going to head to, let me just talk about what I said in my last video about gold. I said that we printed a candle above this resistance line. If you recall, I said there's one thing that we need to see to make sure we are bullish for sure. We need to confirm our bullishness. We need to print above this candle right here, and we absolutely did that. So that confirmed our bullish breakout of this sideways range-bound price action. So we have now officially entered a trending market. We are no longer range-bound. So that means if we're trending to the upside. And where is our next level of likely major resistance? Well, let's zoom out. Truthfully, when you get above all-time highs, it's very difficult to predict where the next major resistance is going to be. However, using some parallel lines, we are able to possibly predict a level that would be tough to break through. So, the next major level would be this parallel potentially right here. And this coincides with our other parallel lines. We could move up to around 2,700. We have 2,700 as our next major resistance target. Get through that, our next major level would be at 3,000. However, I don't think we're getting above 2,700 for the time being, okay? I do eventually think we will go to 3,000 or 3,100, but I think that's a move in 2025 waiting to happen. We have resistance at 2,700 before then. Alright, so we're now looking at the daily chart of silver. If you recall my last video, I said I was buying down here. We got very close to this support. Didn't care if I hit the bottom exactly. I was buying, and sure enough, we've seen a rally. Now, I think this rally is nice, but we are getting a little bit on the overbought side in the very short term. Now, I do think we're going to eventually break through this resistance here, but not without an initial correction. So we resisted this level here, here, and here. I do think it is still going to be resistance. So we've rallied hard up. I think we're going to come up to the $30.50 to $31 level before we see a brief pullback, maybe a week-long correction, maybe to take us back and confirm this support here at around 28.50 now. Let me get out my level. So I think maybe we could pull back into the $28 level before we then blast up through this resistance, because we are getting a little bit extended in the very short term. However, I am a longer term bull on silver. So on silver's weekly chart, if you zoom in, you can see that we came back down into this demand level, which I said we would need to hold if we wanted to stay very bullish on silver. We absolutely held it. We almost picked the bottom exactly, almost, very close. And we saw a bullish engulfing candle inside this demand zone. Very bullish stuff on the weekly chart. We did come up, held this demand zone. The obvious next target would be to the next supply zone, and that would be anywhere from $35.50 to $38 or just under. So $35.50 to $37.50 would be the next major level of technical resistance once we break through that daily chart resistance at around $31 that I was talking about. So once we make new all-time highs on silver, we are going to be in cruise control to around $35.50 and possibly as high as $38 this year. One more thing I want to show you about that $35.50 to $37 level. If you take a fib retracement from the high to the low here, that coincides perfectly with a golden pocket. So the mid $30 level is going to be huge technical resistance on silver. I do think we're going to get there in 2024. I think the next coming up months is going to push us into $35.50 to $38. Now, look at this. We had a cross on the weekly stochastic RSI. That's big news because the last time we had a cross, we went from quite literally $22 to 33-ish, just sub $33, okay? So that could absolutely take us from 26 to 38. There's no doubt in my mind that we could potentially go to 38. Doesn't have to happen, but 38 is not unrealistic. All right, that's all I got. Have a good one.
Limited edition, nearly 20 cheap and fit. Everybody can't come on me. I think a big me shop cheese charge. Woman getting a girl jump on me. Hey boy, me someone when nothing.